In this video, we're going to spot ionic formula that are written incorrectly. All those errors are in fact commonly made mistakes, and since there's no better way to learn than from mistakes, let's start by spotting these errors. Here are the formula for the 10 ionic compounds. I'm going to start the clock and we'll see how many errors you can find in 1 minute. Now before I do that, here's the list of polyatomic ion and part of the periodic table in case you need them. Are you ready? Here we go. Alright, time's up. So how many did you get? Here are the 6 ionic formula that are written incorrectly. How does your list compare to this? Well, if you miss out some of them, we're going to look at each of them and we're going to figure out what's the correct formula. Let's start with the binary ionic formulas. Binary refers to 2 types of atom in the ionic formula. So these 4 are the binary ionic compound. Let's go from left to right. The first thing we need to do is figure out the charge of each ion. We always write the positive ion first, which is the cation on the left hand side. And in this case, the first formula, it's going to be Mg2+. The negative ion, which is the anion, we're going to write it on the right hand side. And in MgBr, that's going to be Br-. Now we cross over the number in the charge. So we cross 1 from Br- and we get Mg1. We don't have to write out those 1. And then we cross 2 over from Mg and we have Br2. So the actual formula for magnesium and bromine is MgBr2. We do the same for our next formula, which is between Sr and N. So we get Sr2+ and N3-. We cross over the charges and we get Sr3 and then 2 for nitrogen. So the correct formula is Sr3N2. Now we move on to the next formula, which is between rubidium and chlorine. So Rb is from group 1, so its charge is Rb1 and Cl is -1. We cross over the charges, and because it's just 1 that we're crossing over, we don't have to write it out. So the actual formula is RbCl. And then the last formula is between Al3+ and N3-. We cross over the charges, we get Al3 and then 3 for the nitrogen. So Al3N3. Now notice that we can simplify the 3's. So in fact, what we're going to do is we're going to simplify them, and what we're going to end up getting is Aln. That is the correct formula for aluminum nitride. If you want to know more on how to find the charges for all these monoatomic ions, I'll place a link in the description box below, so do check it out. Now, we spotted 6 errors, so the other 2 errors involve polyatomic ion. We do the same as we did for the binary ionic compound. We start with magnesium cyanide, the formula on the left hand side. The ions are going to be Mg2+, and if we refer to the polyatomic ion table, cyanide's formula is Cn-. So we do the same thing, we cross over the charges, we don't write out 1. So now we have MgCN2. But because the 2 is actually referring to the entire Cn, we actually need a bracket. So the correct formula has the bracket, whereas the incorrect formula doesn't have the bracket. When you write MgCN2, that 2 is only referring to nitrogen, whereas in reality, that 2 should refer to the entire group of cyanide, which is Cn. So that's why the bracket is needed. Now we move on to the last formula, which is lithium phosphate. So the ions are Li plus and PO4 3-. We do the crossover and we get Li3 and then PO4. Now notice here we do not need the bracket because there's only one group of PO4. Because we cross 1 over from lithium, there's no need to write out the 1, so the bracket is not needed. When writing the ionic formula involving polyatomic ion, we only need the bracket when there are more than one group, like in our magnesium cyanide case. A few pointers when writing the correct formula for ionic compound. We start by writing out the ions. We start with cation on the left-hand side and ion on the right-hand side. And then we cross over the charges and we write out the formula. Now, if the numbers that we cross over can be simplified, we will go ahead and do so. And when there are more than 2 of the polyatomic ions, we should use the bracket. With that, we're done spotting the errors and correcting them. If you're interested in learning how to write the formula and name ionic compounds, I do have a video on that in this series. Do check it out, it's in the description box below. Here are 2 more videos that might interest you. Thanks for watching all the way till the end. If you find this video helpful, be sure to like and share it with someone. Don't forget to subscribe. Your support means a lot to me.